This episode is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of an offensive guard on the football field, but getting an elementary school crossing guard. Sure, they're both guards, but you can only trust one to keep your quarterback safe when the game is on the line. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Disney's Lilo and Stitch has finally landed on Disney+. Now you can watch the global phenomenon at home with your Ohana.
Be good for 1 second.
Lilo and Stitch is verified hot on Rotten Tomatoes with an audience score of 93%.
Perfect.
Stitch is also cute and fluffy.
Disney's Lilo and Stitch, rated PG, now streaming on Disney+. And right now, you can get Disney+, Hulu, and all of ESPN with an incredible limited-time offer. Terms apply.
Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Enjoy complimentary access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection and a welcome offer of 200,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases on the card within your first 3 months of membership. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, y'all? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and we have an amazing show. We have a guest co-host coming on as well. However, let us know in the chat where you're hailing from, what city, what state, all of that good stuff. What up, Lewis? How are you doing? Our super chats are open, so $1 or $2 or more, we will say your comments. You can ask me what I did this weekend because there's some drama to tell, but I won't tell unless you pay me. And also for NordVPN, for our wrestling stuff, if you are, hey, Eric, if you are tired of paying all these wrestling, like it's just expensive, y'all. Like, you know, one promotion's over here, one promotion's over there. We are here to help you. NordVPN. Just put in WWT in the promotion code and that will get you 75% off. Let me tell you, this is a game changer. I was able to watch Deadline without paying whatever ESPN is paying. I know they got to make money, but I'm not balling like that. So it is what it is. So definitely check out NordVPN, 75% off. Check out and then put in the code WWT. With that being said, I am thoroughly happy. I think he's been busy as well. Mr. K. McCoy. What up, Jeffrey? K. McCoy is in the building. How you doing, Kane?
Oh, man. 'Twas a weekend of a lot of wrestling, a lot of combat sports, and that was just me hanging around these LA streets. But other than that, what was on TV this weekend was also good, and we have a lot to talk about following this past weekend.
I got to say, not only do you look cleaned up, but you look like you dropping some LBs. It's looking good on you, Kane.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. We are out here stressing, you know what I mean? Plus, like me, plus Chris Jericho, we're both returning to the ring, so we have to get in shape as well. So, yeah, man, we out getting fly for WrestleMania Vegas, shirt off the whole time. Can't wait.
It is what it is. I will not go into. This is a teaser for the podcast I was on yesterday before the bell.
Ooh. Okay.
I learned some amazing information about this gentleman, and if you want to find out that information, it may change your life in good or bad ways, depending. However, he has decided to, and maybe he'll tell you for the right price. He is our guest co-host for today, Mr. Martin Mero. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It was you know. Learned a lot about Martin yesterday.
And against both of our wills. Neither one of us wanted.
Save that for the Patreon. Save that for the Patreon. You got to pay for that. That's extra.
That pretty much, yeah. That and the tip, I guess. With that being said, let's get into the Kane's place.
I'm holding it in. That's why.
No pun intended.
Okay, it's coming out. Just the tip. Just the tip. Okay, never mind. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, tune in to Before the Bell.
You see the expression down below.
Yeah, that part. Go to Before the Bell to see what exactly we're talking about and the shock on my face. The Rock has received his first Globe and Gold nomination for the Smashing Machine, which we actually predicted. We talked about how this movie was a flop, but we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where it's just like this, because it's being a flop. It's the reasoning behind it is because he wants to kind of go a different direction for his acting. So Martin, kind of talk to us, because you're way more into like the entertainment industry of it all, about, do you think he made the right decision? Do you think this is the right play because it was, a flop, or was it a lucky thing, or is there some insider things that we don't know? Did he pay for the nomination? I don't know. Let us know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you have to remember The Rock has kind of been doing the same type of roles almost since the beginning of his career. So for him to be able to branch out and do something different and to get this nomination as a result is a good look. And I really enjoyed Smashing Machine. I personally think that was The Rock's best performance he's done. It was such a derivative of his normal characteristics in movies and TV shows and stuff. So I think it's well deserved. And I know the movie didn't do well, but that's because number one, movies as a whole have been down. So that's not as reflective on him as it is like an expectation we have for The Rock, and an expectation of like how theaters are just kind of not where they used to be.
Kane?
Yeah. Well, folks, The Rock being nominated for Best Actor at the Golden Globes is vindication. It is an indication of the mistakes that they made previously when The Rock was not nominated, when he was snubbed for his starring role in The Tooth Fairy. So this is basically, our bad. We should have seen this the whole time. What a great thespian that Dwayne The Rock Johnson is. I wore my shirt in support today. What a win for professional wrestling, with The Rock being nominated for a Golden Globe. As the kids say, this is cinema. Literally, where he becomes the first wrestler to be nominated. I mean, it just opens the doors for what can also happen, and shows that, in my opinion, wrestling has always been the grandest, most thespianized, that's like 14 Scrabble points, thespianized, art of entertainment you can have. Remember, these are athletes that have to perform live. It's right. No redos, no anything. They have to remember their promos. They have to have the proper facial recognitions to, convey emotion, know where the camera is, know where to hit their marks. So hopefully this shows more wrestlers will get into it. Maybe WWE studios can start submitting the Marine, 12? They're like on 12 or 13 by now, for consideration for Golden Globes, Oscars as well. So this is a good look for The Rock. Like we said, that he probably is going to win an Oscar. If one thing Hollywood loves, they love those, financially panned, flopped, yet critically acclaimed movies. So, come about March, April, or February, whenever
February 11th
happen.
Sorry, January 11th.
January 11th are the Golden Globes, but then the Oscars, that's the big one. That's in like March, I think. I think we can see The Rock holding an Oscar, which would be just a rock star, if you will, or won't. But this is very good for The Rock. So it's time, man. It's award season, and Golden Globes and SAG, the Screen Actors Guilds and everything. That's really telling. So, and he has some amazing competition. I mean, Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams, Oscar Isaac as Frankenstein. I don't know how you could be nominated for being a... Okay. No, that's Frankenstein's monster. That's right.
Yeah, that's
right. Yeah, I can only imagine the only real competition has to be Michael B. Jordan, right? For Sinners, because he played not one but two characters. They cousins. So excited to see, man. But two black actors nominated. We see it.
It's gonna be very interesting how it all kind of plays out. But good on him for getting that nomination. But before we move on, I mean, I don't know if he'll be able to do it because he is definitely known for his Raw previews. But we have the councilman himself coming from the streets of, I think, Boston.
Ladies and gentlemen, have no fear. Your councilman is here. Okay? And what better way for your councilman than to be in West Newbury, Massachusetts right now on the cusp of the GOAT saying goodbye, talking to the people of Massachusetts in this cold ass weather.
Okay. I guess you're really cold. I don't even need to ask you how you're doing.
My nuts are cold. It's 12 degrees out here. Somebody said
that's what you forget for being in West Newbury and dressing like John Cena. Are you wearing jorts? Is that what it is? You're wearing jorts?
I cannot confirm nor deny there's a pair of jorts in my luggage.
Shout out to both Jeffrey and cousin Ron. There you go.
Yeah.
Meet him for a little bit. Cousin Ron for checking in.
Yeah. I mean, why are you in Boston, Councilman? Are you running for office elsewhere? Like
no, he's filming. He's filming something, or he's doing something for his job.
Oh, nice.
We're just travel people. We just travel. We just travel and do work.
Filming the ad campaign for the Rocks Award season giveaway, clearly for your consideration, getting everything straight.
It's needed.
There it is.
So nice he's on twice. Oh, okay. Councilman, what up?
Now we can't hear him.
Mute.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Bluetooth connectivity. You might got to turn the whip off and then just be on your phone regularly.
There we go.
No, I was trying to switch to the StreamYard app. That's why.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
That's a lot better. Do you want to do the Raw preview for us, or does Kane got it? Let me know who wants to take it.
Do you have slides?
Of course not.
Of course you don't. I'm gonna let Kane do this one in the last week of John Cena. Kane, you got this.
Oh man, it's happening, folks. This is the last week of John Cena as an active WWE wrestler. And he's not on Monday Night Raw tonight. Nice. However, his opponents for this Saturday night at Saturday's night's main event will be there. I'm talking about Darren Gunther will be in the building to address the haters and future haters about his dominance over LA Knight on Friday night, who he defeated in the finals to face John Cena. So we're going to see what the ring general has to say. I'm very excited that we are getting like the Walternized version here. We have reverted back to the OG theme. Gunther was getting a little cute with it, but Walter is whipping ass. He beat LA Knight up. He made him tap. He got him up out of here. And I believe that is his plan to run and get rid of the C Nation. Because if it's one thing that Austrians know is how to take over an entire nation and run it for themselves and their likings.
I don't know if that was Austria that did. Was that Austria that did that? I thought it was.
He was Austrian.
Well,
yeah. And he took over Germany. So
he was Austrian. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, we're talking about that.
So Gunther's gonna take over C Nation and make that into Goonland for all the Gunther lovers.
I don't think Goonland has the ring to it.
It's the name pending. We work on the name, Martin.
Yeah. I don't know if Goonland is where anybody wants to go. I mean, a lot of people seem to want to go there, but I don't.
At least in Goonland, there's a lot of VPNs in incognito history. So
Guntherville.
Guntherville. Oh yeah, that's more appealing. Less. You could say that out in public and not incognito. Also on Monday Night Raw, we're going to have the WWE World Tag Team Championships will be on the line as AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, who we affectionately call AJ Lee, but I think they should be called the Gay Community.
The what?
The Gay Community, because it's AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. So if you know, you know.
Log off.
The Gay Community.
Oh my gosh.
Right, Martin.
Yeah.
Finally somebody supports me. Yeah, because gay is Spanish, you know.
Yes. Also, shout out to black people with glasses real quick.
Hey, gang, we out here. Lens Crafters sponsorship. We can see what's happening here in professional wrestling. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee will face the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. And let me tell you something, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I need that Dragon Lee Kofi spot from last week to happen this week from the top rope involving Eric. That's all I need. Wait, Ivar's the bigger one, right? Or was it Eric?
Ivar's the bigger one. I think. Yeah.
I need Ivar to get flipped into a Styles clash. I need a Dragon Lee to do the stomp on the rope, and he flies into the Styles clash.
You're trying to see a tragedy.
That's what I need. And or a miracle, same difference.
It's true.
Have that happen. Who do you guys see winning that, by the way?
Oh, AJ and Dragon have to win that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they could beat the New Day, they have to be able to beat the War Raiders.
Absolutely. So we're going to see that happen. Also, we got a banger on a random Monday night. Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor. Rey Mysterio looks to get revenge for Finn Balor turning his son into a troubled Ute.
I can't wait for Rey Mysterio last match against the child court system where he got to pay back all that child support for being dead. That's what I can't wait for.
Rey Mysterio versus the county of San Diego municipal courts to pay everything back. Martin, who you got winning?
I think Rey is building momentum right now and definitely needs it, especially if he plans to challenge Dom for the IC title. So I'm putting Rey over.
Do we think that we're going to get this match with Rey and Dom at Royal Rumble, or are they going to stretch it until WrestleMania for the AAA Mega Championship?
I think WrestleMania, just because of the AAA Championship, like, that's big dollars, and that's going to bring a lot in, especially if you're going back to Vegas. And then this will be officially the anniversary of AAA signing with WWE. It just all makes sense.
Yeah. And you have so many people on the West Coast, like you have obviously the people from San Diego, that's a drive up. People who want to make that drive or that ride to Texas from Texas. Like, I think you're going to get a lot of supporters of Rey and Dom. So, people are definitely willing to pay their rent for that.
Yeah. Would you do career and mask for the title?
Oh, that makes it even more spicier.
Yeah.
Like mask versus title or career. Figure out a way to get to it. Because it being a blood feud, father and son, is enough. But, we love diabetes here in America. So just to add extra stuff on top of it to pile on to make it for the AAA Mega title as well. I think a title that Rey has never had, even though he is in their Hall of Fame, would be amazing to see. So a very big adios mio moment.
Another thing you can amp up too, Rey say if he wins, Dominic can't use the Mysterio name no more.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that.
So what is he gonna go to Guerrero?
That'd be yo, the run he could do with that. Yo, I'm just saying.
He's gonna go by his shoot name, not his stage name anymore. His real name, Dominic Guerrero Lañez. And finally, we're gonna have Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. If I could just say about Lyra Valkyria, did you not see your homegirl getting beat up on Saturday? Tatum Paxley was getting whipped all over the place, and she was like with dolls trying to figure out what to do with her life. Like, where you at, Lyra?
She's busy. She's traveling with Raw, man. And she's got Bailey. She's got to worry about the tag titles and all that stuff, man. She's got a lot going on, bro.
It's like 6 versions of Bailey she got to take care of right now, man. She's busy.
Understandable. I guess.
Also, side note, I'm finna take a page out of these women's books when they be complimenting each other. Martin, I gotta say, I see you dropping the weight, sir. I see it right here in the face, sir. I just wanted to make sure the compliment came out.
Appreciate
You
it.
know what? You're right. You are absolutely right. Because I did a little Google search of images for Martin. And I was like, oh, you was a little chunky monkey a while ago. So congratulations.
I don't. Thank you. I think.
How you gonna come uppercut my compliment like that, TK?
It was an uppercut. It was like, oh yeah, like because I've only known Martin in this stage, so I didn't know he was like a little on the heavier side. I was like, okay, cool, congratulations.
What's happening right now?
Oddly enough, Chunky Monkey will be the official ice cream of Goonland once Gunther takes over C Nation.
What's the next subject? What's the next
subject? It's just kind of all works
what
out.
What do we do?
It's perfect. Also, we're gonna have a Stephanie Vaquer appearance as well. So most likely, we're gonna see who's gonna take on Stephanie Vaquer at the Royal Rumble now that she's done looking and touching and defeating Nikki Bella. So we're gonna see what's going on. All this and more tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. British time on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Live from Kansas City, T-Mobile Center. How about that?
Let's go.
There it is. It's going to be a really good thing. Get you some VPNs if you need to watch it on a different situation. But speaking of, I guess, maybe not Goonland, but go to Conland. And there's a lot of stuff with AEW as far as, people saying that's unsafe conditions, mismanagement, etc. To the point that there's screenshots of different wrestlers saying certain things. We'll start with you, Kane. As far as these allegations and the mismanagement, what are your thoughts on it? And do you think it's part of the course with the growing company? Do you think there obviously needs to be changes, or what are your thoughts on that?
They are ongoing. There seems to be just at the moment Sarah Stock, former wrestler / producer agent in AEW, who has legitimately been going on for about 2 weeks now of just nonstop, like Kanye West-esque rants on Twitter that you don't really know how to follow these or understand or what type of grain of salt to take these with. So at the moment, I'm just kind of reading them and trying to make sense of it. We've seen Stephanie Vaquer jump on and kind of like jump in and kind of like support it a little bit, I believe. So from what we've seen online, so it's an ongoing thing. Very concerning, and it's just tough to see this because you want AEW to be the alternative to WWE, not just the alternative WWE. So we saw, I think the latest thing was with some Mexican wrestlers coming from AAA or coming from Mexico and having some travel issues, which kind of sounds like CM Punk when he showed up and there was no travel for him in London during All In 2022. So it just sucks to see. But for now, it's just her making it for the most part. We haven't seen anybody else.
Martin?
Yeah, I think that there's twofold, right? Because yes, we do have a sort of disgruntled former employee who is saying these things. So that always can throw certain things into flux. But at the same token, it's like not everybody's going to have the same experience with the company. We had previous AEW superstars say how they didn't have a good time there, and some still trying to get back in, and some who've been there the whole time and they love it, and some who've been there the whole time and are still kind of struggling. So it's always a different experience for different folks. And I think it's also a matter of this is a younger company with a boss that is not always attuned to what everyone's wants and needs and desires are. And to that end, it's like, yeah, man, you have too many cooks in the kitchen as far as as far as how you're trying to assist talent. They have a roster of like 200 something right now. Plus you have New Japan people coming in all the time and CMLL people coming in all the time. And it's like, how are you accommodating to the people that are at the core of this company? So I think there's some stuff to reevaluate and some things to listen to with her gripes and grievances, even if it is unwarranted or unhinged. I think there is something to at least listening and taking some part of that to build and grow.
Councilman.
Oh yeah, I'm on the same page as Martin, man. I think this is what happens when you got too many houses that you're juggling, from New Japan, CMLL. We talked about it with Ring of Honor, and what we think could be done better with them as far as being on television and stuff. And when these things happen, like that, it's just like, yo, the ball is going to get dropped. You're going to have people where we're like, yo, why didn't they push this person when this was going on? Or why didn't this happen? Or where's this person right now? And I think just, when you have such a huge house of, like Gerard said, over 200 wrestlers, this is going to happen. People's stuff is not going to get booked. We saw that with WWE when they didn't have so many people. And people being able to, people missing flights or things not getting taken care of just because so much stuff was going on. So, again, it's just really trying to really get that organized, being able to actually say, okay, yo, let me step out of trying to be in the picture or being like a Vince McMahon character, and let me really start being the CEO of AEW and putting people in positions where they need to be to make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen.
Yeah. Working for big companies, and maybe there is other companies that don't have that experience, and I think you can kind of speak to this too, King, because we worked at some of the same companies together. There's always something that upper management is not gonna get right. Not to say it's excusable, but there's just BS everywhere. Every company is gonna have a problem. Every company is not gonna do things right. Again, not to say that should be like, okay, well, just give up. But every single company, and no offense, because now I have 3 guys and a 4th guy that's about to join. Every company that's run by a bunch of CEOs that are men that don't have diversity, there's always something that's going on, because you might not be able to foresee certain things, like, a woman being in a foreign country and telling her, hey, figure it out. Like, that's a scary thing for a woman, and for a man, not so much. So, these are the type of things where if everybody looks like you at the top in the C-suite, then, these are the things that you're going to get. So it's unfortunate, but I think because and not all those companies to me that I've worked for in the past have been terrible, but I've peeped it. So when I go into big companies, it's just kind of like, okay, well, what are we going to be dealing with?
Yeah. TK, a lot of it from reading it, it seems like Sarah Stock's main beef, in my opinion, strictly is a lot of the things that upper management did just wasn't done in the way that she would have done it. But from what I've read, I haven't seen anything too grimy. It just seems like the people up top didn't really have the time to hyper focus like they should have. But in terms of trying to, have the great takedown of AEW, it just seems like a lot of things from upper management have been missed through the cracks, which if anybody's ever worked for a big company, we've had bosses, TK. We've had people that have been like, how are you in this position again? Like, you don't know what's going on, but they don't know what's going on because they got people to handle those things that are going on. They're so hyper-focused on here and what's up. So I think some of the beef maybe should be at some of the other agents or other communicators that are in charge of making sure Roosh has his promo, making sure Roosh, who came back from injury, that's one of her claims, that it would just go out and do a promo. But Roosh has limited English. But where is the agent for that? And did TK assign the agent? Or did TK was like, he got a flight. I'm good. What's up? What's next? Was it brought to his attention by Roosh or anybody from Roosh's management? So there's a lot of things that, you know, just because you're hearing it from one side doesn't make it necessarily right. It only sucks because we've seen the sorry, is that TK calling to give his side of the story? Take that call because I want to hear it exclusive. But like, you know, I just want to see the other side, and I think at some point TK might have to acknowledge it just to be like, hey, you know, because we have seen like what was her name? I should know this. Lufisto, I believe. We had like Lufisto, and we had like Big Swole, and you know, there's been a couple things like of Kylie Ray. There's been a couple things of like women speaking about, you know, some of the backstage things of AEW. So I'm just a little you know, okay, let's nip that in the butt. Also, side note, Saturday on Collision, did you guys see who was it? Commander, I think, who went over Cesaro. I mean, Claudio in the Classic.
Mascara
Dorado. Yeah, I was like, surely these things are not related to the tweets. Surely, not at all. And Mascarado Dorado just going over the CMLL World Heavyweight Champion on a random
after he defeated John Moxley as well. Like
after he beat John Moxley on Wednesday, then all of a sudden he loses to Mascarado Dorado following Sarah Fox tweets about Hispanic wrestlers. Not related at all.
Speaking of upper management, the mayor of everything, I don't know if you want to find your clip because I don't know where it is. He has decided to come out from the streets and grace us with his presence.
Nah. Do that over. We're gonna do that.
I don't even know where your video is. Where's your video? Play your video.
His name and he appears. I believe it
said.
All right. So I mean, I shouldn't expect better from TK at this point. Getting the mayor on a Monday before Monday Night Mayor is a gift, and to have such a lackluster introduction just speaks to the corruption here at WWT. I thought it was only on Wednesdays, but apparently it's Monday too.
They treating you like Lola at Deadline, bro, and you deserve better.
Like, where's the HR?
Hashtag justice for Vice.
I need to talk to TK's boss today.
Gotcha.
Said, but they have a bunch of Sarah Stock tweets for the next like 24 days of just like the corruption. At women's wrestling.
Well,
just the
we've been there before.
Is this because he ruined it with having no glasses on?
There it is. That's what it is.
Yeah,
you said look like you cleaned up too over the weekend. Very great, gentlemen. Look at y'all.
We get it ready for WrestleMania.
With the new hair, TK. Trying to match you with the new hair. That's all.
You know, it's a little something to end the year off with. Do you have anything to add about this AEW Tony Khan possible scandal?
I'll share my thoughts on CEO Wednesdays.
Whoa, that's big.
Does anybody want to tell Martin what CEO Wednesdays are? Because Martin's like, I don't know what's going on.
Councilman,
you got to find that Wednesday. The CEO Wednesdays.
Okay.
Another tease. Ellipses. I like that.
Well, let's talk about. I'm sure you guys saw the pictures with Bailey and her weekend seminar, which looked great on the gram. We saw a lot of women participating. What do we think is going to be next? Because you know we have Natalia and the dungeon. Do you think this is going to be a regular thing for Bailey? And kind of a more of a broader topic as far as women's wrestling. What place, like, where do you think it is right now in society? We'll start with you, Will.
I think it's dope. I just like seeing that the veil being broken of women wrestlers from different places being able to interact with each other, not like, you know, like how WWE used to be where, hey, y'all can't be, you know, colluding with other folks. So like seeing Bailey along with like Nikki Blackheart being able to be there with Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne, Cora J, Elena Black now, all in the same room. I just think it's incredible to be able to see, and just speaks to like the future of what wrestling is. And I think just they will help lead the forefront of being able to go like, hey, something that, to the point of where John Cena said in the interview, where it's not a kept secret anymore. Like, people are able to share their intelligence when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to the industry, and it comes to the business, and how it can be a little bit more of an easier transition to go into the direction that you want to go, whether it's becoming a independent staple somewhere or coming to the big show and becoming a, first ballot Hall of Famer. But I like seeing stuff like that it's like being able to drop the veil of, hey, everyone's welcome. And if you truly want to do this, the arms are open, and being able to come in and do what you love. So I was just glad to see that transpired this past weekend.
Yeah. Martin?
Yeah, and we can talk about like how WWE and their talent has really expanded so much, like with the WWE ID program, with Evolve, with seeing crossover with TNA and AAA and things of that nature. So yeah, and Bayley has always been one, especially in the last like 4 or 5 years, who has worked diligently to elevate women's wrestling and to bring up the newer stars, the newer talent. So like her work with Lyra is very indicative of how she's worked so hard to develop and grow women's wrestling and the newer stars. Wait, is that Tony Khan again?
He's calling.
Like, I got some stuff to say. But no, so I think it's great, and it's also cool to see who's getting those kind of rubs, right? Like who from the independents are the people that that a Becky or a Natty or a Rhea look at and want to work with, and who we might be seeing down the line. Like you said, Nikki Blackheart, and I think Izzy was also there, so that was kind of cool to see Izzy and Bayley kind of reuniting in that manner.
Yeah, a lot of names were there. We spoke about it on Friday. We got a little preview. I saw Rachel Armstrong, one of my favorites. Ella Envy, former NWA tag champ, was there. From what I'm looking at some of the pictures, Drea Mitchell, who's upcoming. I really like her. I can see her and Tiara James having some type of interaction on the indies as well. But I mean, who's of some household names, some future household names. So overall, man, like, shouts to what Bayley's doing for women's wrestling. I hope one day there's like a Bayley Battle Royal or something at WrestleMania to just pay homage and to her. Because what she's done has been phenomenal, especially with a lot of the newer babies coming in wrestling, then inspired by Sasha Banks and Bayley and all the work they did at NXT. Obviously, we know the TakeOver matches, especially TakeOver Brooklyn, is the reason why a lot of women's wrestlers are here now. So for her to take her time out, and all the wrestlers had to do was fly there. Everything else was taken care of. Room and board, the training, medical, everything Bayley handled herself. So kudos to wanting to leave women's wrestling better than what you find it, Bayley. We appreciate it. And John Cena showed up.
Right.
Like, I didn't see him. I saw the tweet, so the text said he was there, but he was there. And, for him to take time off from this tour he's doing and interviews and whatnot to also give advice, I mean, like, she got Cena there. That's crazy. So,
but he couldn't get to Raw.
But he's not on Raw tonight. No, it's priorities. Like, help Bayley in the women's future of wrestling, or have like an Austrian yell at him about he's going to tap out this Saturday. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Mayor?
It's cool to see Bayley giving back to the sport that helped build her, something she's been passionate about her whole life. And what you're seeing is the next harvest of women's wrestlers and talent that can eventually make themselves to these top promotions over the next decade. So seeing so many women be able to travel and have this opportunity that the Four Horsewomen probably weren't afforded when they were coming up, just being able to see that flourish and possibly get people to ID some talent that could probably come to the PC or Evolve and things like that. This is a leg up, and it's from a labor of love. And I think we'll see more of it as we get into 2026. And I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing some talent actually get signed here just by being at that camp.
The thing with that, and I'm really glad that Bailey did that. Do you think, we have the WWE and all its subsidiaries with the Evolve, with NXT. Used to be TNA because that partnership's no longer a thing. And then we have AEW, but it seems like, do you feel like wrestling is getting overcrowded? Meaning that we have a lot more schools, we have a lot more people graduating, and is it like one of those things where there's not a lot of places for them to go? Because if you think about it, like, from football to basketball, football, you have like 80 plus men, basketball, you have way less than that. Wrestling, I think it's like a percentage of that as actually making it as a career. So do you think there's enough avenues, or do we need like a third major? We have other promotions at our indies, but do we need a third major brand out there to actually, give these wrestlers a platform?
Well, I think everything's a platform now with you being able to create everything. Back in the day, we just couldn't see everything, but I think we've always had tons of indies. But the biggest company was WWE, and then WCW, and then ECW. Those were the major big three of the 90s. And then ECW and WCW went belly up, and we pretty much had ROH, which we had to buy on DVDs or weird internet 320 kilobyte pixeled pay-per-views. That was it. But now with the advent of we can stream anything, you could do anything. You can see Progress, you can see West Coast Pro, you can see Prestige. Well, not anymore because they're going away, but when they come back, you can see them too. Defy, whatever indie wrestling company you want to see is available online. So it's just all about what you like and what is appealing to you. A lot of these wrestlers, male or female, have different styles. So you have to see what works for you. But I think if you're a wrestling fan, it takes you back to yesteryear when you used to tape trade, right? Back in the day, it was tape trading and magazines and telling your homies. Now it's social media and watching YouTube live on a random Saturday at 8 p.m., some company in Portland. So, it's still the same. It's just the way to access it we have changed. And if these women are good enough, if these men are good enough, if they're good wrestlers, they're going to break through and shine wherever and get signed by WWE or AEW. Mike D. Vacchio, I hope I'm saying his name right. I saw him at Progress. Dropped the title at Progress. Everyone gave him a standing O because they was like, he's going to WWE. Now you see him at the Performance Center. You said you wrestled him?
Yeah, for Wrestling Pro Wrestling. This would have been like 3 years ago. Or when was WrestleMania in Vegas? Or in not Vegas, excuse me, LA. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2023.
Yeah, I beat him in a gauntlet match. And I guess it wasn't really a gauntlet match. It was like more of a eliminator. We all started in the ring, and I ended up winning the match. But yeah.
Put that on your LinkedIn. Like immediately, yeah. Mike D. Vecchio. There we go. Mike D. Vecchio. Who also like helped with Logan Paul during Clash in Paris that same weekend. Or the weekend after, I saw him at Progress drop the title. So now he's in NXT. So those are guys that whether you saw him wrestle in Progress, whether you actually wrestled him like Martin, like those are cool things to see. That's how I felt when I saw Rachel Armstrong at Bill. I was like, Rachel Armstrong, oh my God, I know her. Like, that's how I feel whenever I see Tiara James. I remember her starting now. That's how I feel when I see Jada Stone, now in TNA. Like, it's good to watch these wrestlers grow up. It's how I felt, when I saw the Hardys go from Omega to WWE. It's whether it's professional wrestling, whether it's Luther Vandross, it's never too much.
Yeah.
Don't you hit it. Do not hit it for Lufa. Don't you, because it's Lufa, and Lufa is very important. So you can't be wumping Lufa. Don't look at Mayor's face. Mayor's face cannot persuade you. We made it. No wumps. We made it.
Oh my gosh.
Good. Bosa hit it, boss. Thanks, Bosa. I appreciate you being on my team.
Well, speaking of as far as different promotions and stuff like that, so Paramount Skydance launches a hostile Warner Brothers Discovery bid. What do we think is going on? Because, you know, from the government, they're also saying that Netflix, you know, possibly owning everything could be a problem, essentially monopoly. So what do we think is going on? How do we think this is all going to play out? And we'll start with you, Martin, because we talked a little bit about it yesterday.
Yeah, I think that, Netflix is kind of trying to create a too big to fail sort of deal. And it sucks. It's like I watch HBO Max religiously. I think if there's anything I watch the most, it's definitely HBO Max. So to see that get consumed would possibly be both good and bad, because I don't have the premium Netflix. I just get the NordVPN and watch my Raw, watch my SmackDown.
See?
I don't need to watch nothing else. Yeah, and they got less commercials in Britain somehow. I don't know how that became a thing, but yeah. So I don't know if I really feel like having to buy a premium Netflix account so I don't have to watch, Welcome to Derry with ads. But regardless, I don't see that deal going through. I especially now, because like Paramount and Skydance is kind of going a more, how do you say, right wing ish route. So it with the current administration, if this deal goes through within the next few years or months for that regard, then I could see them leaning on the administration to get that going over a Netflix. But if I had to choose between the two, I'd rather Netflix monopolize it, and we get some like WWE AEW dream matches, and not the Republican, not the a Trump AEW. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
The Republican National Convention.
Do you think that if that were to be the thing, would WWE like be okay with being on the same essentially network with AEW? So then where does AEW like go? They can barely find a place for ROH.
I almost said Tubi, but Tubi got Evolve. And then I think that's why they took AMC to whatchamacallit.
TNA to AMC.
TNA to AMC, yeah. So I don't know what other net. He couldn't really do Viacom.
Well, Viacom doesn't exist because of Paramount.
That's right. So maybe Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime presents AEW.
Well, that's where you can watch their pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes down like this. Antitrust laws in the United States of America no longer exist. The fact that this can even be entertained shows you the oligarchy that we are becoming. I know this is women's wrestling talk and not women's wrestling talk politics, but this is part of the story. The oligarchy that is happening right in front of our eyes. The fact that on Friday we speak about Netflix buying Warner Brothers, and then it's like a dusty finish where actually it may not be Netflix, it may be Paramount Skydance, which are owned by the Ellisons. The Ellisons just acquired Viacom, aka now Paramount. So that's how Skydance was able to buy Paramount. That's why we've seen the big changes with CBS and whatnot. That's why UFC is now on Paramount, because the Ellisons and Dana White, all of these guys are cool. So we don't want to keep it too like political here. Because sometimes Scrabble words are hard, whether it's an oligarch or an oligarch, whether it's Olive Garden, you're here, your family here at Wrestling Talk.
Fuck that. But if you want to shake it up, let Tubi buy Warner Brothers, man. Let's shake up 2026, man.
Well, that's Fox. Fox owns Tubi.
Because nobody said nothing when Disney bought Hulu. So why is it a problem if Netflix about to do it? Hulu had FX, a whole bunch of boy. Disney cleaning up right now.
It's all Disney, but people, there's just no wrestling on Hulu, so we didn't really talk about it much, I guess. But to your point, Councilman, you damn right, man. Like it's gonna be like 3 or 4 companies that own everything.
Yeah, but that's what they pushing for anyway, because that's how you gonna survive. right now.
Yeah, because
this
this
is
is
how
how
every like post-apocalyptic movie starts, with some company buying everything and
Yep.
then they take over the government. This is literally
We,
Alien.
we've
Yeah,
seen
but
it with
is it though?
Yeah, we seen it with Demolition Man. Remember what happened with the fast food wars? What survived? Taco Bell. Like this is where we're at.
It was Taco Bell, Demolition Man. That's right.
You
Yeah,
seen
or
it in
Judge
video
Dredd,
games
whatever.
though. Yeah, you seen it in video games. You seen it with restaurants like combining where you got a KFC and a Pizza Hut together. Like it is a thing where it's like, yo, either you're gonna be able to survive on your own, but with the way the economy is, you ain't got no choice but a big corporation to either gobble you up or get to a point where you can't sustain it no more and they pick you up for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, I think what I'm saying is that at one point, because remember the whole cut the cord movement, right? You cut the cord from the bigger shows in order to watch smaller things at a cheaper price. Now, I think Netflix when it first started was what, $7.99 or something like that. I don't even know what it is now.
Netflix was like $5.99, bro, and it had
Right.
everything on there.
Right. So
it was
now
somehow
almost
reverting back to that, almost kind
exactly. Not revert. We are like at one point, like I think people were paying like $100 to $200 for cable prior to cutting the cable, and now when you add up all the apps, again, go and get yourself NordVPN, WWT, use that code. When you get all those apps, it's like it's almost what you were paying or what your parents were paying back in the day. And so what I'm saying is there were major companies there, and then then you had the offshoots of Netflix started up, and then this other company started out, and you had these smaller companies started up. They started making money. It's like reverting back to where we were. What was that? I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So it's just kind of like one of those things where we're going back to that. We're paying the same price, and then we have the same companies. The only thing that we're now trying to figure out is, which direction are those companies going? So, I mean, I'm more the thing that we definitely want AEW to have a place to go. I know WWE might not feel that way, but we definitely want AEW to have a place to go as far as in the wrestling schematic.
I don't think AEW is going anywhere because they they don't want the networks. They want HBO Max, but they don't want Yeah. Councilman, quick question. Are you on the way to Paramount Skydance offices to stop this takeover from happening?
Well, I'm actually about to go sit with the Cena family. We're about to have dinner, talk about this Saturday at the Saturday Night Main Event. As y'all know, I'm in West Newbury right now, but we're now going to Chinatown to be able to, sit down and enjoy dinner with the Cena family. So I would love to stay on, but your councilman.
Before you leave, I gotta say this is the reason why I will not move back to the East Coast. You look cold. There are layers.
Bro, it looks crazy.
You saw the smoke come from his. Like it's like no. Like every part of that it screams no in my heart and soul. So good luck out there.
I appreciate that. Yes, indeed. Y'all take care.
Tell Johnny Fabulous we said what up. Johnny Fabulous, what up?
I got you. I got y'all. All right, y'all.
All right, brother. Is Councilman about to pull like a Luigi or something at Paramount?
Yo.
Anyway. Strike that from the record. Allegedly. Because he likes Mario. Because he's playing Nintendo. That's why he's playing Luigi.
Yeah, man.
He played Nintendo. He played Mario. That's the only reason why.
Before we get out of here,
we can't be talking like that. That's why they had that white.
Speaking of being in West Newbury and talking about Cena, Josiah Williams made a tribute song in honor of John Cena. And, for you guys who don't know, and I think you guys should know, he formerly employed by WWE. And even before that, made incredible music for lots of different wrestlers as far as entrance music, etc. Have you guys gotten to listen to his tribute song? And John Cena did say he listened to it, he appreciates it. And thoughts. And also after those, like, what do you think? And we discussed this on the show yesterday, Martin, as far as what's next for Cena after this run. We'll start with you, Mayor.
Yeah, it was a dope song. Speaks volumes to what Josiah has done for many years now. If you remember, I forget which takeover it was, him walking Adam Cole to the ring to a theme song. So he has just great lyrical prowess, and it was good to see John almost pay it forward almost instantly, quote tweeting and giving Josiah some kind words. If you haven't heard the song, it's to John's, I believe the song's titled Right Now, instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just good to hear. And for John, I don't know, John was kind of pessimistic in his interview last week, saying that people were going to forget by the time Royal Rumble rolls around. I don't think so. I think he has a lot going for him, but I mean, I think you'll start seeing, I'm no doubt in my mind, you'll get the one more match chance at the end of the Gunther match this Saturday. I think you'll start hearing Cena chants throughout WrestleMania season in arenas all over the country. You'll hear those Cena chants. I don't know if that means he'll really just fade out, because Vegas is a very big deal, especially since we're running it back-to-back years. I can totally see a space where TKO tries to milk it and Cena is like the host of WrestleMania next year. Like where he's the host or he's the headline of the Hall of Fame. One or the other. I don't think in 2026 we'll really just have no John. I think they'll milk like one last dollar out of him sometime next year.
Martin?
No, I agree. I definitely see him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he's going to be in the public zeitgeist for, beyond our years. We still talk about, actors who we wouldn't have considered. We still talk about even terrible Hulk Hogan movies sometimes. And John Cena is a beast. For my money, him and Batista are the two best wrestlers turned actors. So yeah, we're going to see him in a lot more movie roles, a lot more, I know Peacemaker's done, but like that, star making performance right there. But in wrestling, like, legends never die, right? That's what we say. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's won the most titles in world titles in WWE history. I think that John Cena is synonymous with WWE, especially because he was on top for so long, and he's called the GOAT for a reason. So yeah, I don't think there is any fear in us forgetting him. I'm sure there's going to be somebody who takes over the STF and somebody who takes over the AA, and to get those thank you Cena chants, wherever. But yeah, he's golden. So shout out to Josiah as well for his amazing music. I'm a personal big fan of his rendition of Cameron Grimes' theme. I hate when they fired him and had to remix it with like just some dude who sounded a little bit like him. So hopefully, hopefully they don't find somebody to do that so they can put the John Cena track on somewhere. But yeah, man, really, really cool stuff.
Kane?
First of all, Martin, you put some respect on Mr. Nanny. Okay. Talk about Hulk Hogan movies. Respect Mr. Nanny. Okay. It's a family cult classic. Okay. It's a family heirloom over here. John Cena. I heard the right but it just go into it, but okay. I'll let you borrow the DVD, TK. You don't have to want me, okay?
Oh my gosh. Actually, Hulk Hogan made an appearance on Before the Bell last night. You have to check out the episode.
Was it the Halloween episode y'all did or something? What you
check out the episode?
That's a teaser. Right now, one of my favorite beats from the You Can't See Me album. Hopefully there will be no copyright claims for that instrumental, for that song neither. Like the time is now at the moment. But it really kind of drives home that, oh snap, like John Cena is really this is it. Ellipses, question mark, maybe, because it's still professional wrestling. And he ain't gonna get me but between that and the Busted Open special that they're doing as well, about John Cena, and you send all these tributes pouring this week, interview clips, seeing everything, it's like, man, this is really happening. So Cena shouted it out. If everyone's going to appreciate lyrics, it's going to be John Cena. So I'm going to have to check it out as well. Love the Right Now beat. So hopefully Josiah does it some justice, because it is an ill beat. But I just can't help but feel like something's going to happen Saturday, that Cena is not gone. It's like the mafia. Just when they think you're out, we're going to pull you back in. And I feel like there's somebody who's going to be like, you retire when I say you retire, because I'm the final boss.
Ooh.
And you're going to fake, you know what I mean? or I'm just overthinking it, feeling hype. You know,
That is the only way Dwayne will save face, and I'm telling you right now, it ain't happening. There's no chance.
Yeah, because that's the thing I was wondering. What's kind of one of the things where you have some wrestlers where, like you mentioned to Kane, where it's like, okay, they're retired, but then they come back. Cena's retirement tour seems very final, and I think that's the part where people are just kind of like, we don't know what to do with this, because he seems very like, no, this is legitimate. Like, you're not going to see me in the ring again. Like, he seems very, and I think you can kind of take it back if you watch his him on Total Bellas and Total Divas. He is very very cut and dry. There's no gray with him. So I think this is why this retirement tour seems very like you could have done more with it. Because we're not going to see you again. It's highly unlikely we're going to see you in that angle again. I do like that kind of add-on, Kane, but I don't see it happening, especially with The Rock now getting nominated. It almost seems like he's moved on. Like there was a moment in time where we could have got what we wanted, but now he is moved on. He's lost the gang of weight. Like we ain't. It's I don't think it's going to happen.
But to that end, yeah. I wouldn't be mad, TK, if it was The Rock bringing in, like, let's say Dark State, for example, right? And we saw kind of when Bryan Danielson retired, Jon Moxley put the bag over his head and all that stuff, and that's how he kind of had his swan song. But a Dark State attacking John Cena after his last match, like, let's say John Cena beats Gunther. We don't really talk about that as an option a lot. John Cena beats Gunther, and then Dark State jumps John Cena at the behest of The Rock, and that's how we end the show. Like, that's a great way to call great way to call somebody up. You have 4 now solidified main eventers who could rival whoever, because Cody needs opponents. I know they're going, I guess, the Roman route again, but that'd be a good way to pull people up, have them have amazing backing, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that sounds like very new age. This is where we're gonna go versus people who've been wrestling and in the wrestling industry for like 100 years, because it seems like it's gonna go where Gunther's gonna win and Cena's gonna raise his hand, say you did a good job, and then do a curtsy, and now he's out, which is typical. And I actually like something that we didn't expect. So I do definitely hope that they swerve and do something different. So it's gonna be very interesting. And we all, for you guys who are gonna ask, because I know you're gonna definitely ask both, so we are gonna have a watch along and post show. So definitely check that out on Saturday for that. But yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting. With that being said, do we have anything to add, Mayor? Oh, that's a first.
I mean, you don't want to discuss what happened Saturday with the girl Mercedes?
Ooh.
And then one less belt.
Or losing the red velvet.
Don't you have to send somebody red velvet cake, by the way? Because
do I?
I mean,
I was getting DM'd and subtweeted stuff like that. AI is crazy these days. I don't AI is crazy.
I think because I was on that same episode with you, they got me too on Friday. Yeah, I think I'm AI too. You're right.
Who are you supposed to send red velvet cake to?
Allegedly.
You got to put the allegedly out there.
Yeah. Allegedly.
You can't be putting smut on my name. You already gave me a bad introduction. Like, we gotta clean it up. But no, that goes back. If we want to talk about Mercedes, that just goes back to everything I've been saying. People just need to be more patient with everything that's unfolding. Everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, she has so many belts." And it's like, no, just wait. Like, we're in 2025. Like, if you think she's not going to pay it forward with everything that women's wrestling means to her, we were talking about Bayley earlier. Think about what Mercedes has been doing. You think she's not going to pay it forward more than what she's already given to all these promotions around the globe? On top of that, we never really talk. We talk about her going to the promotions, not the promotions requesting her, not the promotions that she turns down that say, hey, we want you to come wrestle our champion and become our champion. She probably turns down more than she's wrestled at. So now being able to elevate all of these superstars over the next, let's call it 6 to 9 months, you're going to see something that we've never seen before, and it'll never be duplicated.
All right.
And that is the mayor's address.
Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm not inclined to respond. I'm only authorized to talk about the CEO on CEO Wednesdays. That's the rule.
All right. Sometimes you got to hit the hard hitting questions when necessary. I'm sorry. It's, what type of journalistic operation would we be if we didn't get those thoughts immediately? It's women's wrestling talk. We have standards here.
Speaking of women's wrestling,
discuss deadline? Did we discuss deadline already?
We can go through deadline briefly, but before we do that, speaking of women's wrestling, talking all the amazing things that are happening in women's wrestling, you definitely want to check out the Women's Wrestling Archive. It is coming, y'all, so we definitely appreciate your support.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Do it. Do it now. Do it.
Do it. It seems like you're on the move, Martin. Do you have to go anywhere, or
no, my dog needed to pee, so I was doing all that like dog. Like, why won't you let me out? So I was like, dude, just go. So
no problem. You're good. You're good. Said, is there any highlights that, as far as deadline, you wanted to discuss?
Kind of surprised by the men's Iron Survivor Challenge with them going with Javon, as well as the way we closed the show. I think it's nice that is nice the right word I want to use. It's interesting that we finished the show with Tony D'Angelo seemingly with a character shift. I know we talked about it in our chat. I thought his quote unquote write-off was done well. Kind of like the mafioso mob boss movies gets whacked at his own restaurant. I don't know how we rewrite that and bring him back to NXT. I don't think NXT needs Oba or Tony D right now. I think they should have both been on the main roster. As far as Javon winning, and kudos to the WWE NXT making Oba a two-time champ. Don't think he really needed that accolade, but Javon has to win on New Year's Eve now. I don't know how many times you're going to run this back, whether singles or triple threat. He has to slay Oba now. How we make that look in ring action, I don't know. But Javon is hot right now. As far as the women's Iron Survivor, Kalani Jordan was the MVP of the match. I'm believing her as a heel more and more with how she can kind of work with anybody. I just wish they would change her music up, change her gear, less color, more black, just to pay it forward. But I'm not mad at the decision to go Kendall Gray. I just think we're doing a disservice to the other four ladies who are kind of already there and have been there largely all of 2025. So I don't know what that says for them, whether it's like we don't see them as champions or they don't need titles to go on. But now you kind of pigeonhole yourself to where it's Kendall Gray or bust. You got to double champ Kendall Gray or do nothing because you've done a disservice to all the other four ladies that have been putting in the work like all year.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts, Martin or Kane?
I agree with all of that. My winner was going to be Joe Hendry. I was shocked, but not upset at Javon Evans winning. And my women's was going to be Jordan Grace. And to all the ladies in the place was Styles and Grace, but I guess it was no Grace for her. She did not win. And Kendall Gray felt like if you're going to do it, you're going to double champ her. Not the delayed womp. But that's how I felt, with seeing, I thought Grace was going to take it, but Kendall Gray, you got to double champ her or this match was a waste. to me is that cut and dry. So and because Kendall Gray versus JC Jane could just happen. It didn't need her winning it. It could have been JC coming down to Evolve or Kendall answering an open challenge type deal. But we didn't need Kendall Gray to win it unless she's going to drop the Evolve title in the next coming weeks. But then how can you have somebody who dropped the Evolve title win the NXT title unless JC Jane is the reason why she loses the Evolve championship? Okay, then all right, cool. So hurry up and wait and see that happen. But all in all, shocked that Ricky lost so soon. He had 2 short title reigns with both the North American and NXT championship. So hopefully that means he's going up top. And Oba Femi, Javon Evans, and Tony D'Angelo. Was it Oba who came into the restaurant looking for like some plantain and oxtails and got offered spaghetti and got offended and was like, "Oh, I'm the rulers." Oh, because if that pop said, that was good. If it pop said, it was good.
Why it gotta be plantain and oxtail though?
Man, his body definitely looks like a plantain's oxtail type dude.
Yeah. Don't play it. What over a vegetarian?
Eat some boy boy.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if he's vegetarian.
And then he wanted to whack Tony D for that, and Tony's come back for his revenge. Is that what we're doing? No, I would have loved to have seen Tony D on the main roster on like some Henry Hill Goodfellas witness protection type of thing, where everyone's like, Tony D. He's like, I don't know that guy. Who is? I don't know who that is. You know what I mean?
Oba only likes
meat.
Yo,
that's AI.
And then
but
they
overall,
did a complete disservice to Dark State too. I still feel like Deion Lennox should have won that thing.
Yeah, that was your prediction, right?
Yeah, I really feel like they could have really launched things forward and made Dark State more relevant by having him win. Because the tag team titles ain't enough, and they could have been jumping Oba like they were doing in the beginning, and really made it seem like a threat. Now I'm at the point where like let's just reverse. Come on home, and like now. What was he doing? He was doing like the Clark Kent gimmick. Give Deion Lennox the exact same thing you were doing with Ashanti the Adonis. The exact same thing.
Oh yeah, that romance thing he was doing with like Carmen.
The milkman Deion.
Yeah, he'll run with it. It'll be perfect for him. Have him be like the Dom of NXT, just pulling everybody.
The milkman.
Well, Ashanti dance as well.
He don't got to dance. He look like he rigid. But I mean, we can just be the pretty boy. Just do that.
Yeah, I was a little shocked by Jordan Grace not winning, but I think that gives me the implication she's probably getting called up sooner than later. Same with Ricky. I think Javon, they still, I guess they're going to try to Mark Henry him and just kind of build him up a little bit more or whatever. But I think it's a perfect package, bro. But the main roster is also super bloated where there's talent that we're already not seeing. Like the fact that the Creed brothers or like Otis is back and he didn't come back on a like a WWE on Raw. He came back at AAA and then has wrestled main event. So like a battle royal. So there's a lot of things that are very telling of I don't want to say they need to trim the fat, but like find a better way to utilize the time they have to expose and give us the talent that is currently on the roster, as well as build and bring up new talent like a Ricky, like an Oba, like a Tony D. But I also think that Tony D'Angelo's gimmick, he would have been 90 day like into the ring. It was like, forget about it. They said, all right, go ahead, we get rid of Buddy. But yeah, I like Javon winning. I could see either him finally beating Oba at New Year's Evil or Tony D interferes in the match, and then maybe at a Stand and Deliver, that is his crowning moment. And in regards to Kendall Gray, I wasn't mad at her winning. She's got a lot of stock right now online and in WWE. So, I personally, I think that NXT just needs a big boost of like the Evolve talent, like a Jack Cartwheel, like a Cappuccino Jones,
Sean Legacy.
Yeah, I mean, like these people are so good, and I don't really feel like watching Tubi to see them all the time. I just have to watch the highlights when I can. But yeah, I think NXT needs a boost of energy with some new, fresh talent and some new faces, and bring them up. And they fumbled Zeta Steel.
Oh yeah.
Did I see Zeta Steel in ROH?
She is.
Yeah. No, Lord, know yourself, know your worth, homie.
Yep.
Go Zeta Steel.
Anything else that you guys want to talk about?
No, but that's good. That was a good action-packed episode. Thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate you. TK with the Freya the Slayer shirt on. I love Freya the Slayer. OVW Women's Champion right now.
There it is. Shout out to Freya. Go and get her merch. With that being said, Martin, thank you for joining us again. If you want to find out what interesting details I found out about Martin yesterday, go and check out his podcast. And also check out, why Hulk Hogan was on Before the Bell as well. But Martin, where can everybody find you?
Hey, look me up at Martin M. Morrow on Instagram and on TikTok. And Facebook, and check out Before the Bell podcast. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. We got clips all the time. We're live every week, so just keep checking us out. And thank you again, TK, for joining us this past week. You're an amazing co-host to the point where you have wrestlers mad at you now.
I mean, I guess that's my lot in life. Kane. Where can everybody find you?
Oh man, at Kane McCoy, check me out. I'm on Threads and all that jazz. Still trying to get on my Twitter, but who needs that? Hey, catch me here, Women's Wrestling Talk, ready for 2025 to end strong, going into a big 2026. Let's get it.
And Mayor, before you or Mayor of everything, excuse me, before you head back out to the streets, where can everybody find you?
They can't find me anywhere. I don't want your followers on socials. You'll catch me in just a few brief hours working for the man here at Women's Wrestling Talk on the Monday Night Mayor Raw post show. Keep in mind, post show, not watch along, because TK ain't cut a big enough check for me to watch it live yet. But that's what I'll be doing. You can find me here, but nowhere else. That's all.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in. Jeffrey, Bosa, we even got some new people. Zach, what up, y'all?
Is that Pro Wrestling Eve in the chat? Is that like Pro Wrestling Eve in the chat? Or am I just reading that wrong?
Riot Girls of Wrestling.
Yeah, I saw the Eve. I was like, Pro Wrestling Eve?
Yeah. So that shout out to you, cousin Ron. Hashtag Mom King. Shout out to all you guys for joining. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. If you also want to hear my stinky feet story, you can check out my social media. I told a story about stinky feet. You can check out my social media, everything, everywhere at TK Trinidad. Thank you guys so much for it.
Like patreon.com/TK Trinidad.
No, there's a whole story about stinky feet, and it was so terrible. If you guys watch my social media, I don't really post a lot, but the experience was so horrific that I had to do a post about it. And people are watching. So if you want to hear the story, follow me on social media, specifically
TK in chat room showing feet.
TK in wrestling chat room showing feet.
The economy's so bad. TK out here showing feet. Look what y'all did. Y'all better donate to the archive today.
Yeah.
Right now.
Buy TK.
Right. All right. I mean, jump on the VPN and look at the story.
With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk. You can follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms at www.talkpod.com. And thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpaw.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.